Alright, it's been a while since I made a video on here. I'm gonna try to video all of this, so I guess we'll just start out with heads off the truck. I've got this side of the frame rail cleaned up, and I got this back piece, and I started on the top over there. But my plan is I'm going to pull the rear end out of this, completely clean the rear end, scuff it up, sand these down, and paint these a different color than black. I'm gonna paint the rear end that same color and some front end parts that same color. As you can see, it's pretty crusty. The main reason I pulled the bed off is the bed's got a few dents in that side, and I'm changing the fuel pump over to a Burl 450 because there's a motor going in this truck, and it's got to be able to pump more fuel to it, and this pump is a little janky. It's weak already, and you'll be going down the road, gas gauge drop down to E, pop right back up to wherever it was at, or go from 3/4 of a tank down to a quarter and pop right back up. So the float's messed up in here. I'm assuming this is the original pump, and this truck's got 230,000 miles on it. As of right now, I'm about to take the pressure washer, try to get as much of this stuff off as I can before I start to sand it. This is a LT truck, so it's got leather and heated seats. Everything works in these seats. It's just the seat bottom here is a little ripped, along with the top. After I get it mechanically sound, I'll go and put new seat tops on it and replace the foam here. But I've already had this truck posted on here in a video before. I think it had 231,000 then. It has 234 now. I actually sold this truck and bought it back. I'm gonna go under the hood and show you that. Pretty under here right now. This is a 5.3. I swapped this motor in. Well, it's been a year ago now. Issue with it, after I drove it for about 1,000 miles, every single rocker arm on the driver's side bank fell off, washed that side of the motor out, aka broke a ring. So now it smokes and burns oil like crazy, and it had 250,000 miles when I swapped it in, so it was already tired. I've got a new motor being built. The motor I'm having built is a 5.3. We'll just say it's got a stage 4 cam, 243 heads, port and polish. So I'm trying to liven this up so it doesn't look like a junky mess in here with a relatively expensive motor. For me, at least, it's expensive motor in here. The truck's gonna be NA. I'm gonna have long tube headers on it, aftermarket intake, aftermarket throttle body, all that. Everything on the motor will be brand new. See, the truck sits a little bit taller than a 3-inch keys. These are factory keys with 3-inch spindles. As you can see, the ball joint angles are just as good as stock. I've already replaced the whole front end on this truck, and it's got brand new rotors, calipers, and pads all the way around. Rebuild the rear end, re-gear it after I get it going. I'm going to pull the 4060 out. I'm going to buy an eBay stall converter just for the break-in miles on the motor. And if it lasts 2,000 miles, trans does, great. If not, oh well. At least want it to last with a 4060 for the break-in of the motor. So my goal is to get the frame and everything cleaned up and painted, rear end, leaf springs painted like I want, and then get the fuel pump in the truck. And I'm going to leave the bed off, pull the whole front clip off this truck, and clean the whole frame, the front frame horns. I can't decide if I'm going to pull the cab off or not. Probably not. Can do that later on if I want to. I know a lot of people don't like just watching videos of people talking, so I'm going to get this thing backed up to the pressure washer. I don't have a way to video it while I'm doing it, so I'll just pick this back up when it's clean. Alright, so power washed it, obviously. This should look fantastic through here. I was able to hit the drive shaft on this side. I didn't get it on that side. I'll power wash it when I completely pull it out. I was able to get some of this gunk off. I'm gonna go get some stuff from the store. Dollar General oven cleaner. I don't know if anyone on here follows Taylor Ray or watches YouTube. That stuff works, and it's only $1. It's way cheaper than degreaser. I mean, shoot, the shock was black from all the soot from it smoking. Ignore my exhaust job, and yeah. Anyways, it's a whole lot cleaner. I mean, I can rub my finger on it now and not get filthy. There's still stuff like that, but compared to before, it's gonna be a lot easier to work with. Right here, I might have to hit this again or maybe degrease it. Another thing I noticed is my brake line for the right rear is a little pinch there. I'm glad I noticed that now. I guess I'll go through the brake lines, because these are the factory brake lines. At least the hard lines are. It's got all new rubber lines on it. But as you can see, the gas tank cleaned up pretty good. Filler neck, I might have missed a few spots on it. Inside the gas cap kind of sprayed. But the frame's not in bad shape. It's a little rough right here. But the only actual rust I found, which I don't even know if you can tell now that it's painted. You might be able to tell that little spot there and that little spot right there. That was the only thing of rust pitted, besides down in here where it just, sorry for the camera angle, down in here where it just collects mud, and these shackles are gone. What I'll do is paint these the color I want, paint the stock blocks the color I want, paint the rear end the color I want, put blocks in it, and put drop shackles. If I put drop shackles, it'll make it sit just the way it did with just the flip block. People always ask me what a flip block is. Literally, you take the block out from in between the leaf spring and axle, set it on top, and you leave the little sandwich plate that the hooks, or that the U-bolt's hooked on, under it, and use the block to hang it, and you can use your stock U-bolts. It's the poor man's way to lower the rear. Gonna get some new bump stops. Mine are going. Probably just get the whole new bracket and all, but it's looking a whole lot better than it was. Just wanted to add before I went off and forgot. You can see how these are all pitted. It's not worth my time to clean them up. You get replacements for cheap. Just gonna replace them, grind the rivets off, and bolt new ones on. And you can see like old exhaust hangers that were on here. I did not do this. I mean, that's horrid. I'll cut all this crap off and clean the frame up there. But I mean, who welds a bolt there for an exhaust hanger? The receiver hitch is obviously off, and it has a bunch of that crap on it as well. But we're gonna get this cleaned up pretty good. Hopefully by the end of this video, I will have whole inside of this frame real clean. These tubes, at least this tube right here, and halfway across these tubes, and maybe the top of that, if I can Scotch Brite it and get it clean enough. But we'll for sure have the inside of this done in this tube back here. Alright, well, got all this powder coated up. Alright, get that nice powder coat. Anyways, it's all primered. I didn't even bother priming in here. I'll probably just lay some paint over that for now. There's a little run right there. And little one. It's a frame. If it was a paint job, I wouldn't be doing it. But, I mean, you gotta agree, those little few runs looks better than that. Makes the truck look a lot cleaner. I mean, you can look at the side. This is nasty from all the grinder dust, but this is your end product. I'd say that makes the truck look a lot better. Here is the other stuff I was talking about that's welded on the hitch. Pieces of rebar and exhaust hangers. I don't know if I showed. There's little run right here. But anyways, right, I think you can kind of see right there where that bolt was, but it's off there. Looks better. Like I said, I'll be coming from here back again, repainting. Well, I ran out of paint. I've just been using Rust-Oleum, and I don't know if you can tell a difference. I switched it up over here. I don't know if you can tell the difference between the paint. Nah, not really. Right here, I ran out of Rust-Oleum and I used Krylon. I don't like Krylon as much. I don't know if you can see. It's a little bit rougher right here compared to back here. I mean, this is just nasty water. We're gonna go get some more Rust-Oleum. And this is after I get this painted. Probably where I'm gonna end it for today. This isn't a project I'm in a rush about, but I guess next after that we'll get all this right here done, so at least the whole outside of each frame rail is done, and then get the crossover. Then after that we'll go, say, from right there, get that whole back bar done, and the little ends, and then in here, drop the tank, get in here, get all around this. But this is probably gonna be a pretty long video for my first video in like a year and a half, but we're gonna see if I can even edit it, because I don't know. All right, I don't know how well it's gonna pick up on camera, but I got all the paint done. I just painted the top of the leaf spring. Just see, there's some stuff in it, but with me actually sanding it, I didn't sand this. I sanded down here. There's some stuff, and I'm painting on dirt. So when I actually take the leaf springs off and paint them the color I'm gonna paint them, and I'm gonna paint them with a gun. So the only thing left on the outside of the frame is right in here, right here. I didn't do this just because the gas filler's right here, and I'm using a grinder right here, throwing sparks directly in the gas tank full of gas. Not the smartest idea. So I think I'm gonna wait till I have Scotch-Brite and just Scotch-Brite the crap out of all that. I missed a little spot right there. The inside of there is not gonna be perfect. I mean, I couldn't get right there, so it's a little chunky, but right there, missed a little spot, but I don't even think you can see the runs that were in that anymore. You can barely see where I ground the bolt off. I mean, you can see my hand. I'd say that's good for a frame. I mean, even just in there, I didn't get all the way up in there, but good enough for a frame. All this is the same paint. This is what it looks like when it's dry. This is a little dirty, as you can see from just all the grinder dust, but when it's clean, that's about what it looks like. So this will all look like that. I kind of like the little bit grayish paint. This is rust protectant, so with a layer of rust protectant primer and rust protectant paint, I won't have to do this again for a long time. And on the inside, you can see there's a lot of stuff from sanding, but some Scotch-Brite primer, and that'll look decent. I'm obviously gonna do the spots like this that I can get in with the grinder, and I just sprayed a little bit to see. I'm happy with that on the inside. If I can make the inside of the frame look like that, I'm good. I went ahead and sanded all this down again and painted all that. This is just the first coat. I did a real light coat over it, and then another one. Technically it's the third. I'm probably gonna let this just dry overnight so I don't get any runs, and then completely go over this again one more time. And in here, that's not perfect, but I'll go over that with Scotch-Brite and then paint that. That's almost good enough for me. Like I said, it's a frame, but I'm making do with what I have in the backyard with a rattle can and a $15 Harbor Freight grinder. So that's gonna do it on this one. This is probably a 20-minute long video, I should say, but looking pretty good.